Good morning. It's Thursday morning, and it's time for a future focus. We have been considering the I am statements of Jesus only in the Gospel of John. And we've seen how Jesus answered the question, who am I, in his own words, by saying, I am the light of the world. I am the bread of life. I am the door. I am the good shepherd. And this morning we come to John chapter 11, and to one of the darkest moments in Jesus' earthly ministry, where he announces, I am the resurrection and the life. These are such comforting words to us who have to deal from time to time with death, either our own impending death or the death of a loved one. The situation in John chapter 11 is that Jesus is traveling and a messenger comes and tells him that Lazarus is gravely ill. Now, Lazarus and his sisters, Martha and Mary, were beloved by Jesus. He loved that family. But when he hears the news about Lazarus, he has a plan. God always has a plan as it relates to our lives, even in the face of death. He has a plan. And Jesus' plan was to raise Lazarus from the dead. So when he hears the news about Lazarus, he waits 2 days. He doesn't rush over to heal him because his plan is larger than that. His plan is to raise him from the dead so that people might know that he's the Son of God. So he had a plan. He waits 2 days. He finally goes to the home of Martha and Mary, and they are dealing with the death of their brother. And all of those around them, their loved ones, are dealing with death in the way that we deal with death. There were tears, of course. There were doubts, there were questions, and even anger, I think, because Martha comes up to Jesus and says, if only you had been here, my brother would not have died. And we deal with those kinds of questions, and sometimes with anger when it comes to death. What if only this had happened or not happened, this person would still be alive? And so they were dealing with death the way we do. We get it. But for the Christian, death is a little bit like moving. I'm sure you've moved from place to place over the course of your lifetime. I was thinking back to our moves from the first time we were married to right now. We've moved 11 times. And with every one of those moves from place to place, from house to house, there have been questions, there have been doubts, there's been anxiety, but never once did we say, life is over because we're moving. No, life goes on in a different place. And God wants us to look at death in that same way, that we're moving from this world to the eternal world that will be our home forever. And so Jesus reminds Martha and Mary and all of those around them, and he reminds us this morning, I am the resurrection and the life. And with those words, he wants to remind us to focus not upon our circumstances, not even upon death. We will still grieve, we will still weep, and have questions and maybe some doubts, but he wants us to focus not upon our circumstances or upon death, but upon himself. We focus on him because he will always be with us. He is the resurrection and the life, both in this world and in the world that is to come. What a comfort that is, to know that Jesus is always with us, that God always has a plan as it relates to our lives and even to our death. Enjoy your Thursday. Check out the Bible study, our last study in the book of Jude. It was just an It was a great time, and you'll enjoy it if you take the time to watch it. It's on the note this morning. God bless your Thursday.